I'm Stephen John Drew from Better Podcasting, a podcast about podcasting, part of the Gonna Geek Network. Just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find fantastic geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
Welcome to Hot Hero Summer, brought to you by Smoking and Drinking in Space and Smoking and Drinking in Capes.
We will be simulcasting weekly straight to your ear holes all summer long, so you can catch all the Heroes episodes on either feed thanks to the miracles of black magic and, my favorite, time travel.
I was right about you all along. You are a hero.
I don't think so.
You're wrong. I always wanted this for you. I dreamed about it. And now that Arthur is dead, there's no one to hold you back, no one to take advantage of you.
Except you.
Gabriel, I cared for you. I gave you love. I gave you guidance. Everything a mother can.
You are not my mother. Are you? And I can tell if you're lying.
No, I'm not.
For a brief moment, I wish you were. Why did you do it?
I told you. My sons have been such a disappointment to me, and I wanted another chance. A chance to give the love that only a mother can.
That's a lie. I told you I could tell.
I wanted you to work for the company. You had a skill that I needed.
You saw me as a hero.
No. As a killer. A monster. You were flawed, weak, malleable. Someone I could manipulate because that's what I do. Because you're right. I'm a monster too.
Is there any good in this world? Tell me something, anything. Just make me believe that you're not the same as me.
I know who your real parents are.
You're telling the truth.
You're not the son of a watchmaker and a woman who collected snow globes.
Who am I then?
If you kill me, you will never find out.
Welcome, everyone, to Smoking and Drinking in Capes, a superhero podcast from a couple guys who wish they had powers. This week, our characters work out their daddy/mommy issues by throwing a temper tantrum and killing everyone they can in the most elaborate way possible, just so that there's a chance of being bested and shot in the back of the head. It's Heroes, Season 3, Episodes 7 through 13. But first, he's not a 10-year-old stuck in an old man's body. He's just always that creepy and childish. It's Jason. How you doing, Jason?
You can't even say childish.
Well, you know.
So now who's childish?
Well, you for trying to one up.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I knew it. News?
We don't do that. Remember? Not this summer. It's a news-free summer. There's nothing happening this summer, so we're not doing any news.
Sort of a news-free summer. I do believe that there's going to be some news in a couple weeks, which actually happened a couple weeks back after they've listened to this.
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, see, in a couple weeks, we will be recording an episode that comes out at a normal rate, yet comes out before this by a couple weeks. So it's like time travel again.
Oh my God!
You don't remember
you and your time traveled schedule?
Yeah, you don't remember recording Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and giving me news that week?
No, I don't. I don't remember that. Oh, because it hasn't happened yet.
Well, maybe not for you.
You know, I may just change the future and not bring news that day.
Well, that would be.
It's going to be kind of a Schrodinger's news.
Do what?
It's going to be Schrodinger's news for that episode.
Is there or is there not news?
Right. And we won't know until we collapse the waveform and take a measurement.
Is there a cat involved?
There could be a cat involved.
Okay. All right. How about a pod crawl?
It's up there waiting for you.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
All right. Well, here we go. Episode 7. Iris Quiod Sum. Is that how you say that?
I don't think that's how you say that.
That's not how you say that?
No.
Eris Quod Sum.
Sum.
Sorry. Oh, it's like summa cum laude. Or, I'm sorry, summa cum lately?
Something
summa
like
cum
that,
lately.
yeah.
Something like that. Okay. In this episode, Mahinder has transformed into some sort of mutant beast and goes on a rampage. He's all like raw. Oh, sorry. Hold on. let me rephrase
yeah,
that.
Get that.
Hold on. Here we go. Episode 7. Eris Quod Sum. In this episode, Mohinder has transformed into some sort of mutant beast and goes all on a rampage. He's all like, "Rawr, I'm gonna attack Nathan and Tracy." But hold on, Nathan and Tracy are trying to save Maja and some other subjects. Meanwhile, Elle sneaks up on the Bennett family and surprises them. And what's this? Angela is trying to convince Siler to save Peter from Pinehurst? Talk about a dysfunctional family reunion. Oh, and poor Matt. He's in deep trouble because Daphne has been ordered to kill him for not joining the villains. Talk about a sticky situation. And to make things even more complicated, Hiro is having doubts about Usutu's advice on how to handle his opponents. Chaos ensues. Episode 8, Villains. Hiro, our time-traveling hero, is on a mission to prepare himself for the ultimate showdown with his foes. So what does he do? He investigates the defining moments in the pasts of Arthur Petrelli, Siler, and Flint. It's like detective work, but with superpowers. Along the way, Hiro uncovers some juicy secrets. Turns out Meredith Gordon is Flint's older sister, and guess what? Arthur Petrelli actually ordered Linderman to kill Nathan. But plot twist, he ended up hurting Nathan's wife, Heidi. That's one way to mess up an assassination attempt. Oh, and did I mention that Arthur survived his supposedly fatal heart attack? That guy just won't go down. Episode 9. It's coming! Hold on to your capes, folks, because things are getting wild. Hiro manages to escape Arthur's clutches, but there's a catch. He believes himself to be a 10-year-old. It's like Benjamin Button with superpowers. Meanwhile, Arthur sends Knox and Flint to capture Peter and Claire. Talk about a family reunion gone wrong. But fear not, Ando steps up to help Hiro rediscover his powers. Friends don't let friends forget their superheroes. Nathan, on the other hand, is feeling a bit conflicted after meeting his father, but Tracy, that persuasive gal, promises Arthur that she'll convince Nathan to join the dark side. And if that's not enough, Siler decides to tap into his empathy and reconciles with Elle. Love is in the air, folks. Oh, and Mohinder? Well, he's playing around with a new combination of the formula and discovers the need for a catalyst. Science can be a real game changer, my friends. Plus, Matt wakes Angela from her coma. No biggie. Episode 10, The Eclipse, Part 1. Guess what? There's another eclipse, and this time it's causing all the heroes to lose their superpowers. Talk about a cosmic inconvenience. Arthur, being the bad guy he is, sends Elle and Siler to capture Claire. She's under the watchful eye of her father and training to kick some villainous behind. But things take a turn for the worse when Elle shoots Claire. Ouch. But since Claire can't heal without her powers, it's a bit of a sticky situation. In the meantime, Peter and Nathan embark on a quest to find the Haitian. because when the going gets tough, the Petrelli brothers get going. And let's not forget about Matt, Hero, and Ando, who are on the trail of Daphne. What secrets is she hiding? Only one way to find out. Episode 11, The Eclipse Part 2. The Eclipse is still messing with our hero's powers, and things are about to get intense. Noah, Claire's protective dad, is out for revenge against Siler and Elle for shooting his daughter. Claire's condition is worsening, and Noah won't let that slide. Meanwhile, Nathan finds himself faced with a shocking decision while working with Peter to help the Haitian confront his brother, Baron Samedi. Family drama is... What? Same D. Same D. Same die. Same die. Baron, same die. Family drama at its finest. Hold on tight because Ando and two comic book geeks, played by Seth Green and Brecken Meyer, enter the scene. They're using the Ninth Wonders comics to restore Hero's memory, but Hero isn't so keen on becoming an adult after witnessing all the death that comes with it. Growing up can be a real bummer sometimes. Episode 12, Our Father. Get ready for a time-traveling adventure. Hero and Claire team up to travel back 16 years in time. Their mission? To witness the moment when Hero's father, Kato, handed baby Claire to Noah. It's like a superhero version of Back to the Future. Meanwhile, Peter joins forces with the Haitian to put an end to Arthur's reign of terror. But wait, Siler swoops in to complicate things. Typical Siler, always crashing the party. And here's the kicker. Mohinder finally has a major breakthrough in the formula after Arthur gets his hands on the catalyst. Talk about a game changer. Time travel, family drama, and superpowers galore. Episode 13, Duel. It's the ultimate showdown, folks. After Arthur's demise, the Petrelli brothers find themselves on opposite sides. Nathan makes a move that will have repercussions on the whole world. No pressure, Nate. Meanwhile, Siler has taken Claire, Noah, Meredith, and Angela hostage. It's a hostage situation at Primatech, and the tension is through the roof. But fear not, our heroes won't back down. Ando, Matt, and Daphne are on a mission to rescue Hero from the past. Time travel shenanigans at their finest. And who would have thought that Mohinder would be their only hope of achieving it? It's a race against time, super-powered battles, and high-stakes drama. Buckle up, folks. All right.
Is it over yet?
Yeah. Yeah, it's over. Well,
so we're done. We don't have to watch any more episodes. Oh, thank
no,
God.
we're at the halfway point of season 3.
Ugh.
So thoughts?
It's still awful. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's inconsistencies in like things happening.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they got rid of Arthur was kind of stupid.
What? They shot him in the head.
Peter is still a fucking moron. Hero is still a total fuck up. I have no interest in this season.
Well, that's going to make today kind of short.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding. So I'm with you, but not with you.
Okay, want to extrapolate that, or
yeah, I'm with you on the fact that this season has been very weak. I'm not with you in the fact that I kind of wish this part of the season was part of season 2, like it was supposed to be. I think it would have been better. So I think there's hints here of I'm not going to say greatness, but of some of the stuff that made season 1 pretty decent.
Like what?
Well, just I. So
at least in season 1, Hero was at least somewhat competent. And
yeah, okay.
When he fucked up, you could say, okay, well, he's just learning how to use his powers.
Well,
so
okay,
we can cut him some slack.
Okay, yeah, but Hero is a screw up. He kind of always is a screw up. That seems to be his shtick.
But it wasn't his shtick in like the first 2 seasons.
Well, it kind of sort of. He was kind of bumbling through time in the first season.
In the first season, yes, he was bumbling about a little bit in time, but he didn't fuck things up beyond all recognition, and he didn't do something and then immediately fuck everything all to hell.
Okay, so where has he done that?
He opened the safe and immediately got the one half of the formula stolen.
Yeah,
he went and searched for
okay.
that one half of the formula,
And
and
immediately
then
got it
the
stolen,
other half
yeah.
of the formula immediately got stolen once he got his hands on that. Then he got the catalyst and immediately lost the fucking catalyst too. Somehow
Well, yeah.
Arthur Petrelli
knew
went
who
back
had
in
the
time.
catalyst. He has time. Wait, how
No,
does he have time
how did he
travel?
have time travel powers?
Oh, because he stole them from Peter. He
Oh,
stole
yeah, I
Peter's
guess that's right.
powers, which apparently means that he got all of Peter's power sets, which seems so I don't agree with that one. I think yes, Petrelli can steal other people's powers. Peter's power is not the fact that he has all these powers. Peter's powers is that he can absorb people's powers through empathy and then call on them when he needs them. That is his power. That is his power. Isn't all these other powers? I think if anything, he should have been able to. He would have just gotten empathetic power absorption,
Right.
Instead of
having to suck it out of him
having to touch
like
them
the
or
middle
whatever.
of an eclair.
Right. Look, sometimes you got to get to that juicy center. But yeah, I don't like that. But I do like. I kind of wish that this particular story, maybe not necessarily how it was told, but this particular story was what we got in season 2 as opposed to what we got because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have liked season 2 nearly as well. And we weren't just
that's
gaga
what
on season 2.
No, I'm not saying we were gaga on season 2, but I think season 2 was a lot of rehashing of the same stuff over and over, right? Same power sets and all that. This one, at least we got to see some new power sets. We got some new intrigue. I was more intrigued on this one in terms of the villain type stuff than I was in season 2. Season 2, it was just kind of like, okay, Kinsey or Adam Monroe is mad at the world. Great. Super. He's like a non-player all the way up until the last 2 episodes. Not a big deal. At least this one, you find out that Arthur Petrelli's been like pulling strings since the day he, quote unquote, well, even before the day he died, right? He was trying to kill his son and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So in terms of that, in terms of the 30,000 foot view, I think it would have been a stronger season in season 2 than what they did, than how it was for season 3 and them breaking it up like they did. I don't know.
It would have been broken up in season 2 as well. The second part of season 2 was scheduled to be the villains part.
Yeah. But I would have liked to, and I read something somewhere, and I should have saved it. I read something that Tim Kring had basically said that, when the writer's strike happened, they were in a rush to finish or to rewrite or before it went down. They were in a rush to wrap up the storylines within the allotted episodes that they had.
Right.
And a lot of things got left out. Some of those things got pushed to season 3. But even that, it wasn't, even with what they had in season 3, they only took some of those notes and brought them across because they had something else. I guess the fugitives or whatever was going to be kind of like their season 3, deal with that whole thing. And they had a bunch of things that they left on the table, such as like not Claire, what's her face? The chick that got Caitlin, the chick, the Irish chick that got left in season 2.
Yeah.
So that got left basically on the ground because
she's just stuck in the future someplace.
right, because it was the writer strike hit them, and they weren't able to wrap a bunch of that stuff up. They had to get everybody back to where they were supposed to be, type of deal. So, I mean, I agree with you. This villain's arc, as it is, not that great. But there were moments in there where I was like, man, this could have been good, and I wonder if it would have been good.
There were moments that, it did show some promise, but I'm not sure if that was the writing or the acting. Okay. So one of the things that really annoyed me was this whole fucking flip-flop bullshit with Sylar.
Oh,
he's a good guy. He's a bad guy. He's a good guy. He's a bad guy. He's got mommy issues. He's got daddy issues. Now he's really got mommy issues and daddy issues because not only were his original mommy and daddy just kind of fucked up, awful people, but the people that he thought were his mommy, her real mommy and daddy, lied to him. So
we're lying about it.
Yeah. Now
to manipulate him. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now he, I don't know, has some other mommy and daddy out there that he doesn't know. Yeah. It's all just dumb, stupid bullshit.
Well, okay. So you think mommy and daddy weren't really mommy and daddy? You think there's another set of mommy and daddy out there?
Yeah, they said as much in like episodes 12 and 13. He asked Arthur, "Are you my father?" And Arthur said yes, and his ability to sense lies went off.
Yeah. But you don't think that the original mommy and daddy that he killed wasn't?
No, because Angela, when she said they're not your mom and dad, his spidey sense, his lie detector didn't go off.
That's true.
She was apparently telling the truth.
She mentioned that. I forgot she mentioned that at the end.
Yeah.
Towards the end, yeah. But she was saying that she was, and that's when it went off.
No, she said, "No, I'm not your mother. But I wanted to love you like a mother." That's when it went off.
Right. That's right.
She said that, after that, she came up with the truth saying, yeah, I just used you because you were a monster and I needed you to kill people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. But, yeah, Sylar's done, but we know he's not done. He'll be back. They'll take the bullet out of his head.
Well, we know he's back because he's at least in season 4.
Yeah.
I remember him in season 4.
Yeah, he's in season 4.
I don't know if he's in the rest of season 3 or not, but
yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember any. I don't remember the whole fugitives thing at all. I remembered bits and pieces of this stuff, and maybe I'll remember bits and pieces of the fugitive stuff, but I couldn't for the life of me tell you what's going on, what's gonna go on.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for fugitives for the second half of this season.
I don't, but apparently it was good enough that they got a 4th season.
I mean, yeah,
I guess
so.
I saw something. I don't know if you noticed this, but I saw something that I thought was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing has been villains. Basically, it was the good guys versus the bad guys. Arthur Petrelli's group and Angela Petrelli's group.
Yeah, if you can call them groups, because they switch sides more than I switch underwear. So,
wow, you don't switch your underwear very often, do you?
No, I do. It's just they switch sides more. They switch sides all the time.
Well, that's true. But one thing that I saw this, what was it? It was at like episode 10 or something like that. They had just woken up Petrelli, Angela. And I noticed that, they did the 2 shots of the 2 different groups.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was kind of interesting. The heroes were all wearing dark or black clothing.
Uh-huh.
And all of the villains were wearing more bright colors.
Huh.
In it. I thought that, whites, and I think Tracy had like a yellow or something, but it was more brighter colors, not suits and or black shirts.
Right. What was the background though? Was it a lighter background on the heroes?
No, not really. It was inside the hospital room that she was that she was in. So it was kind of dark and muted at that point because nobody was around.
Was it that way for both groups, or was the
no for the villains, it was inside Arthur's office at Pinehurst, which was pretty brightly lit. It had,
so that's interesting.
It had greens and I thought that was interesting. I was like, huh, that's I guess using color palette and everything to make you think who's really the bad guy.
Right.
Which is kind of what Nathan was struggling with, right?
Of course, if we were seeing it through Angela's eyes, I mean, she did want to kind of ruin the world to gain power for superhero or for people with abilities.
Yeah, back in the day.
So she may have considered those what we would consider the villains, not the villains. She may have seen them as more hero types and seen them in a brighter light rather than those that are trying to stop them. But she was definitely against Arthur, so I don't know.
Yeah, she was against giving everyone powers.
Right.
So, all right. Let's talk the Catalyst.
Oh, you mean the Deus Ex Machina or the red herring?
Look, we had one of those in season 1.
What?
We had one of those in season 2.
What was the red herring or the MacGuffin in season 1?
Peter. Whenever we needed something to happen, Peter would get a new power set.
Well, yeah, okay.
So,
but that wasn't the MacGuffin. That wasn't this thing that they were chasing all over that didn't really have anything to do with the fucking story.
Well, yeah, it's true, but it was kind of he was kind of a convenient superpower. Whenever they needed the plot to move forward, they just gave him a superpower that would allow it to move forward.
Right.
So, season 2. I don't know. What Siler?
Siler?
Season. I don't even remember season 2, and we just did it.
We just watched it.
I know, right? No, season.
So season 2, Peter was trying to again stop the future from happening.
Right? Yeah.
Because that's all Peter does is try to stop the future from fucking happening.
Right. So it would have been the virus. The virus was kind of that was kind of the driving point, releasing the virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, I mean.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that one really didn't have
the
one.
The virus, locating and releasing the virus was Adam's ultimate goal.
Right.
And he was manipulating people and killing the founders of the company in order to find it and get it. And he was manipulating Peter to actually do his bidding for him because Peter's an absolute moron.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's gullible. Yeah. But okay, so we got this catalyst.
Yeah.
So they create Yeah. And it's not even Deus Ex Machina. It's like Deus Light Machina, right? It's just a light. They got this formula that somehow they've created.
Yep.
And it works.
Yep.
Because they did it on, apparently Nathan is a test tube baby, and so is Tracy.
Yep.
So they had a cat. So is the catalyst? Was the catalyst always Hero's mom, and that was her power, or did she get the catalyst from something else?
That's a good question, and I don't know. They didn't really explain it. This catalyst just kind of came out of nowhere midway through, the whole villains part of the season.
Yeah, because it was all about, hey, we need to get the two parts of this formula, but then they never say anything about there being a third part.
Right.
Until they realized that Claire had not even mommy issues. Claire had like personal issues, and they're like, hey, we need to give her a reason why she thinks that she's special.
Right.
Or extra special.
Yeah, and I've got a whole problem with that too. So, and we can get into that here in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know what the catalyst was. I don't know if that was Hero's mom's source of her healing ability, or if her healing ability was separate and she somehow just was holding on to this catalyst and she got it from somebody else, or maybe she was the one who originally had it. But she seemed to be able to pass it on, so I'm thinking that maybe she wasn't the origin of this catalyst. But they never explain it.
Right.
It's all we've seen is that it can be transferred between people. Now, she died once she gave up the catalyst, so it kind of makes you think, okay, well, that was the source of her power and the source of her life, but she was already sick before.
Yeah, she didn't have much time to begin with, which makes you wonder what was she dying from?
Right. And then she died right after she gave away the catalyst. Was it the catalyst that was, keeping her alive somewhat, or was that the source of her life force that she just gave up her life force? But when Arthur stole it from Hero didn't die, so apparently it's not attached to your life force. I don't know. There's so many fucking questions.
Yeah, and then on top of that, okay, so she's dying. Kaito knows about Linderman.
Yep.
Why didn't they get Linderman to come and like heal her or something?
He may not have been on speaking terms with Linderman at that point.
Yeah, but if I knew that there was a way to save my wife, because apparently he was, it seemed like he was very adamant about, that she, don't die type of deal. He was sad about it. You would think that he would. Well, he is Japanese. They don't swallow their pride. They bury their pride. They bury it.
Yeah. So,
gut themselves.
It may have been one
fish.
of those things where he and Linderman weren't talking, because there seems to have already been a schism that had already formed. So maybe he and Linderman weren't on the best of terms.
Yeah, this was after the whole Monroe virus incident.
Right.
Do you think that people knew that she was the catalyst? Other than, those two, other than the Nakamuras?
I don't think so, because Arthur didn't seem to have known. Arthur didn't even really seem to have known about a catalyst.
Right?
In fact, it was Mohinder that said, it's almost like this formula needs a catalyst of some sort.
Right. And that's what's got me a little confused, because he's aware of the formula because he used it on his son and again on Tracy, but he's not aware that I guess maybe it was that doctor lady, that viral doctor lady.
Well, it was also Zimmerman too.
Oh, Zimmerman. Yeah, that's right. It was Zimmerman.
Zimmerman was the one that gave Tracy her powers, and assumedly He was also the one that, well, I don't know. Zimmerman may have given Tracy her powers because he was the OBGYN that delivered Tracy and her sisters.
Right. It seemed like it was more of like the company wanted to do something on twins, and they co-opted him into helping, and he was intrigued by it as well.
Right. But I don't think he developed the formula. I think that was what's-her-face, the geneticist from the second season.
Yeah, the virologist or whatever. The one that seemed to understand chemistry.
Right.
Whether it be genes or viruses or whatever. Something. Yeah, it's just... Yeah,
But again, this is something that they just introduced on the fly.
Right.
And didn't really explain all that much.
They didn't. And then, they have to be injected or whatever, unless you're a Mohinder, and then apparently
you can absorb
it
through your skin.
Well, either that or so at first I thought maybe he guzzled it, because it kind of splashed on his face, so he got some in his mouth. But then I realized later on he had a gash on his face, so it probably got into his bloodstream that way.
Maybe.
Which I wonder what does he still have strength powers, or does he get something else?
Don't know.
We don't know, but apparently he survives.
Because
explosion,
he gets in the car with what's her face.
Yeah, which is really weird because he got knocked over, he got splashed by the stuff, everything was lit on fire pretty much right then and there. Peter injects himself, somehow gets the same power set that he had before.
Well, I mean, if it's based upon your genetic makeup.
Yeah, I could see him getting his old power back with a reset. Obviously, he doesn't have everything else, right?
Right.
He just has flight because he touched, or he was near Peter.
He was in the
Nathan.
vicinity of Nathan.
Right. He's able to, and they fly out of the thing. And just as he flies out, the place explodes. Yet somehow Mohinder was able to get out as well.
Yeah. I have no explanation. So, I mean, okay. It's just indicative of the shit writing of this season so far. Yeah.
Right. Meredith blowing up. Apparently that's how we solve a bunch of our stuff, is we just blow the buildings up.
Yeah, we just blow the buildings and the people up.
Right. And what I don't understand is, she couldn't control her powers.
Yep.
Great, whatever.
Go out to the roof.
Why yes, that's what I was going to say. Go to the roof, run outside, do something, right? And it's not like she needs to release it, right?
Yeah.
So if you go on the roof, put your hands in the air like you just don't care. And, if you need to recite some lyrics to a song and, and say that the roof is on fire.
Yeah. We don't need that motherfucker, or we don't
we don't need no water.
Let the motherfucker burn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then so be it. Right. I mean, she could have gone up there and released it through her hands up into the air. Everything would have been fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they could have done.
She had to explode.
And why? So why didn't they put her in another room to explode? I mean, it's not going to hurt her.
Right.
And those rooms are supposed to be designed to hold in powers, right?
There was one, they had one for her brother, and he was like throwing fire at the wall.
Right.
And not being able to get out, so throw her in that one.
Yeah. Yeah,
which I think was like the next one over.
Yeah, well, I mean, that whole wing wasn't that big, so it wasn't very far away. They could have done a lot of stuff. They needed to get rid of the character. This was a flashy way to do it.
Do you think she's gone?
Oh, yeah. They said that the building was going to cave in after the explosion.
Yeah, but it just looks like it was on fire.
It does.
It didn't look like it caved in.
Yeah, I think it's gone. I think she's gone.
All right. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. So I had a little bit of a chuckle moment when Hero turned 10.
Yeah.
And Parkman is trying to read his thoughts, and we see the subtitles in Japanese.
Yeah, that was funny.
I chuckled at that. I was like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's
kind of good. Yeah, he can't read the thoughts because he's Japanese.
He doesn't know Japanese.
He doesn't know English, and so he's thinking in Japanese. So I like it. So I thought that was kind of funny. I had flashbacks to not Dude, Where's My Car, but maybe like Road Trip, or one of those movies with Breckenmeyer and Seth Green in it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I had a very late 90s, early 2000s, and I know this was like 2005 or whatever, but I had those kind of vibes from those types of shows that were happening or movies that were happening back then. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then they had to go and bring in Super Doctor.
Super Doctor. Yeah.
Right. So Claire gets shot.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I've got a problem with that too.
I'm okay with Claire getting shot and the idea that, that she's infected. Right.
No, I am not okay with that idea.
Wait. I'm okay. I would be okay if it wasn't for how quickly it happened. If like it had been in there for a while or something like that, I can understand her having a problem and it getting infected, and because her body's not used to having to fight anything off because of her power,
which is bullshit.
If they hadn't already established the fact that she didn't have healing abilities her entire life.
Right.
Well, wait. No. She did have healing abilities her entire life. She survived fire.
Oh, that's true.
And then while her hand did get cut, it didn't heal immediately, but it healed by like the next day or whatever. Right? So she had healing abilities. They just weren't very fast initially until I guess the eclipse, because apparently the first eclipse is what activated everybody. Full on activated a bunch of people.
Or and so when they mentioned a catalyst, I was thinking another eclipse was going to be the next catalyst.
Right.
So that's one problem that I have. But the second problem that I have is, first off, if the eclipse is what caused everybody's abilities to manifest,
or this generation.
So is it just the people that were given abilities through the formula that it caused it to manifest, or was it everybody, including people that were born with abilities? I'm not sure about that. Again, this is something that they just kind of very surface level glossed over, didn't explain, and it's contradictory in what we see on the show.
Right, because apparently Peter had abilities, or Peter is all natural, Nathan is not.
Well, do we know that for sure? I mean, they mentioned
that's what Angela said. Is that Angela or one of the Petrelli said that is that Nathan, they gave Nathan abilities as well. They didn't know what Peter's were. They knew Peter had some, and they gave Nathan some as well.
Okay. So that means that Peter was natural born. Hero was natural born, but his didn't come until the eclipse. So yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why did Claire's manifest early and theirs didn't? Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Another contradiction in this fucking show.
Okay, so it's adrenaline based, right? Mohinder said something like that.
So and they've never had adrenaline spikes ever in their life before the eclipse. The eclipse gave them an adrenaline spike.
They got all
hot and bothered over the eclipse.
Yeah, they got all weak in the knees from the eclipse.
Yeah, I don't
know.
It.
I mean, okay, yeah. So Nathan's activated when he was about to crash, right? That's the first time that he floated.
Yep.
So there's adrenaline.
And that was before the eclipse.
That was before the eclipse. There's adrenaline there. I don't know about Hero. Heroes, that one's hard to say. But then you got Claire. I could see. Did the baby get adrenaline? Because of the fire. I don't. I mean, how hopped up on Mountain Dew do little babies get?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
right.
We're trying to explain away something that they didn't consider or they didn't even think about whenever they wrote this shit. They just started writing stuff, whether
whatever worked.
Yeah, whether it matched what they had already written and shown before, it wasn't a concern in their fucking head.
Right. So back to Claire though.
Yeah, but back to Claire. So that's not how immunity works. That's not how immune systems work. Even if she had this really fast healing ability, this cell regeneration ability, she would have still been exposed to pathogens. Those pathogens would have caused an immune response. Now, she may have been able to get over that immune response before the pathogens took hold, but she would have still had the antibodies in her blood that would have recognized further infections.
Right. Regardless of that, my thing is this happened all within the span of hours, right? Basically.
Yeah. Eclipses don't last as long as it did on this fucking show.
Right. And yeah, it doesn't last that long. And I can't see Siler and Elle going at it for days in the same building.
Yeah.
So we're talking, let's say an hour. Let's be nice and say an hour, more like 30 minutes maybe. An hour later, all of a sudden, she's just bleeding like a stuck pig, even though they had already bandaged it up and everything like that. Okay, great. Nick something, whatever. There's some damage. Take her to the hospital. She walks in, and the doctor immediately goes, her whole body is infected, without ever looking at her.
Yeah. They didn't do any kind of blood culture or anything.
No. She's totally infected.
She's just totally infected. She came in on a fucking gurney, and and
the doctor goes, I know what's wrong. She's infected head to toe by one little gunshot wound in the shoulder.
Yeah. It's almost like she's never had any disease before in her life.
Almost. Is she a bubble baby? No. Well, then she's infected. Yeah. So that was I laughed at that one because of the stupidity.
Yeah.
Not because I thought it was funny. I laughed because it was stupidity. I was like, oh my God. Okay. Whatever. So, we don't ever really know what the effect of the eclipse is, right? Other than it takes away the powers, but what makes it so special? A
total solar eclipse can never last more than 7 minutes and 32 seconds.
Says who?
Says Wikipedia, holder of all knowledge.
Well, if Wikipedia says that, then apparently people are really...
So let's triple that, because the solar eclipse is going to start, right? Of course, nothing seemed to be affected until it was totality, until the sun was completely obscured by the moon, right?
It looks that way, yeah.
But we'll give this the benefit of the doubt, and we'll say that this was a maximum time eclipse. And we'll start from the time that the moon starts to encroach upon the sun till the time it just fully leaves. So we'll triple this time, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be 22 minutes and 36 seconds.
Okay. Is your math sound on that? Do we need to double check that?
Yeah, I think
SP, can you double check that for us and let us know in Discord?
7 minutes 32 seconds.
I mean, he is the
3.
rocket scientist.
Yeah. So 22 minutes and 36 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
They did all of this shit that we saw over the course of 2 fucking episodes.
2 episodes, yeah. It was a busy day.
So Claire got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, Claire didn't get shot at the beginning of the eclipse. Claire got shot over halfway through the eclipse.
Right.
So in less than 11 minutes, Claire got shot.
Taken home.
Mm-hmm.
Surgery was done.
Yeah, they patched her up.
They pulled the bullet.
Noah left. Mama saw,
with a sniper rifle that either he had in the house or carries in his car.
Yeah, and is awful with. Absolutely fucking. He's the worst shot ever.
Well, because he needed. Because he needs that laser
both
sight.
At close and long range. He is just an awful shot. But
only when he needs to be.
Regardless of that, so she gets shot. They patch her up, or they take her home. They patch her up. She starts to get sick. They call an ambulance, and she's rushed into the hospital, and the cops come, and she dies all within less than 11 minutes.
Dude, that was a fast surgery.
Yeah, that was the fastest fucking sequence of events ever.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It took longer to portray on the show than it would have actually happened in.
Yeah. Well, and then you got to add in there that, they lose their powers. Everybody loses their powers, right?
Yeah.
So Hero and Ando walk into town.
Yeah. Yep.
Matt walks into town.
Yep.
Walks back out of town.
Yeah. Lawrence, Kansas.
Walks back out.
Which isn't, a small town. I mean, it's not a huge city by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not small.
And it's not like they're in town, right? There wasn't a city, there wasn't a town square or anything like that near that house.
No, they were out in the country. They were growing corn, which I mean isn't just a long haul out of Lawrence, but I mean it's still a pretty good walk. It's several miles, I would say, at least. Yeah,
it was a long ass eclipse. But the only thing I can think of is maybe the eclipse stalled out.
Maybe the eclipse stalled. Yeah, maybe the moon stopped orbiting around the Earth for just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and then I mean, here's another thing: Peter and Nathan fall out of the sky. They hike for what seemed like hours in the wrong direction. Hike back the other direction, get captured, stage a coup.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden get their powers back.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, this is the dumbest show ever.
It is... I like the ideas. The execution... not so great.
Yeah, the execution falls flat on its fucking face.
Yeah. Now, I would have been better. I would have been okay with like the eclipse takes away your powers temporarily, because they even toyed with that. How long is this going to last? 24 hours, a week, forever? Do something like that. The eclipse, bam, it whammies everybody, and they're down for the count with powers for 24 hours or something, right?
And not only that, but total eclipses are pretty... They have a pretty narrow band across the Earth where it actually is a total eclipse. It's not like a worldwide phenomenon.
Well, everybody was in America or Haiti.
Yeah, but they were on separate coasts.
Yeah, that's true.
Claire was on the West Coast.
Yeah.
And, Nathan and Peter were in Haiti, so that's over on the eastern side. Matt and them were in the middle.
Oh, I I know what it is, dude.
Do you? Please enlighten me.
That wasn't an eclipse. That wasn't the moon getting in between the sun and the earth.
What was it? Did Mr. Burns try and block out the sun?
It was aliens.
Aliens.
It was their spaceship. They were coming back to check in on their science experiments.
They've got a humongous spaceship.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of perspective, right? You just got to get far enough out there to where it looks like you're blocking out. I mean, I can cover the sun up with my thumb, no problem. I mean,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Shoot. Who knows?
God.
This
show sucks.
Wait, what am I thinking? Dude, we've already figured out that the moon is hollow.
Oh God.
It stalled out. The moon actually did stall out.
It did not stall out.
Yes. We don't know why until
Look, this show is
later.
bad. It is not as bad as that fucking show.
Oh, we find out what the reason is when we watched Moonfall. That's what it was. That's what it was.
This series is bad, but it is not that fucking bad.
Oh, Moonfall wasn't bad. That was a national treasure.
Moonfall was absolute fucking shit.
Yeah. Okay. If you say so. All right, let's do this real quick. I know this isn't the end of the season, but it's kind of the end of their volume. Siler, dead.
Yep.
Tracy, something.
Tracy is running off to the distance with Mohinder.
Right. Mohinder with Tracy running off in the distance. Parkman with Daphne.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Daphne with Parkman can run. Noah still alive and pissed off.
Yep.
Less pissed off. Claire
still alive. Wandering about trying to figure out who in the fuck she is. Yep.
Yeah. Do you think she can still not feel, or do you think that reset?
That's a good question. That's something they didn't.
Because she hasn't gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Well, she did get hurt. No, I take that back. She busted through the glass.
Yeah. She seemed to have felt that.
Yeah, she winced a bit.
So maybe she can feel again?
Yeah. Or I don't know if that was a wince or like a look of disgust that she had it in her shoulder. I don't know. Peter.
Still a moron.
Yeah, has his powers back. Nathan, gonna screw shit up.
Yeah, this whole thing with Nathan, where he's flip-flopping back and forth. He's this noble guy. He's this villain guy. Or this power-hungry guy, this noble guy, this power... That flip-flop back and forth is getting really fucking old.
It's hurting my neck, dude.
Yeah.
It's hurting my neck.
It's giving me whiplash.
Hero. No powers.
Still a fuck up.
Yeah, powers.
Let's look at all the ways that Hero fucked shit up this season.
We're not done with the season.
Fact,
we'll do that next time.
No. I want to do it just for this first half of the season because this is kind of a stopping point at this mid-season.
All right, let's go.
So he starts fucking things up by opening the safe and getting the formula.
Because he's not happy with being normal.
Yeah, because he's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
He fucks it up a second time by finding the other half of the formula and getting that stolen.
Right.
What was the next one? He fucks shit up again by trying to fix what he had already fucked up by going to see what's-his-face and refusing to go back to the past to find out what happened and then eating the thing. And then in the meantime, Arthur came and killed, Isaac version 2 and then stole the memories. Which, how did he do that? How did he steal the memories out of... Oh, because of Peter. God damn it. Fucking Peter has everybody's ability.
Yeah.
Stole the memories out of Hero. So that was the third fuck up.
Well, didn't steal them, just erased them.
Erased them, whatever.
Yeah. Went back in time. Tried to fix the thing by taking the
catalyst.
The catalyst.
Got that immediately stolen.
Mm-hmm. Tried to steal the formula. Got caught and it got ripped in half.
Yep.
Which, frankly, I would have picked it up and just burnt that shit.
Right.
That's about it. Because he just got back into town.
Yeah, he got his power stolen too, and then he was out on the fucking flagpole.
Well, that's how he got stuck in. Yeah, that's how he got stuck in the past.
In the past, and Ando and Daphne had to go save his ass.
Yeah, can we blame?
Which is fucking stupid too.
But can we blame the ripping of the formula on Hero though? Because he was yanked away basically.
Yeah, he had no business trying to fucking get it in the first place. He keeps fucking trying to correct shit and making it fucking worse.
All right, so you think if he didn't touch it, none of this would have happened? Well, no, it would have happened because he would have.
So yeah, they've written themselves into a fucking paradox, is what they've done.
Well, no, not really. It would have still happened because Kaito would have still made the Kaito would have still made the video saying you are in charge of this. The only thing that would change is the fact that, the formula is intact.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure that would have happened that way?
Why not?
Well, because they split up the formula for a reason.
But it was still no, they split it up because it was in two pieces. And then they decided, hey, that's a good idea. Let's split it in half. And give it to two different people, but it was always in the same safe.
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, it was in a different safe. It was in his company safe originally, and then when it was whole later on, it was in the home safe.
Right, in Manhattan. So it was in Japan at one point, or Japan in the future, and at home in the past. I don't think that it would have played out the same way. I think there was something. So the events where Adam was trying to get a hold of part of the formula, some of the actual formula, was that before or after this happened?
When Adam was trying to?
Yeah.
Adam wasn't ever trying to get a hold of the formula.
Yes, he was in season 2. That was the whole point of season 2.
No, he was trying to get the virus.
Oh, the virus. That's right.
Yeah. Different MacGuffin.
Different MacGuffin. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was a little lost there. I was like, Adam was never trying to go for that formula.
This is fucking MacGuffin. It's fucking colored fluid.
So yeah, Hero's a big screw. Andouille sausage. He can supercharge people.
Yeah, he can boost other people's powers. So he really is a sidekick.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mohinder, we talked about. L's dead.
L is dead.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't really understand that whole dynamic, but we're not going to mess with it. Ding dong, L is dead. Siler's dead. Great. Whatever. Yeah. That's just Siler's being Siler. So.
Siler's not dead.
Well, no. He's on ice. Because he got shot in the head.
He's just kind of turned off.
He's taking a nap.
No, he didn't get shot in the head. He got a big piece of something shoved in the back of his neck.
Right. I thought did he get something shoved in there? Or I thought he got shot in the head.
No. Claire stabbed him in the back of the neck with something. I think it was a piece of glass.
Or something. Yeah, okay. All right. Something's back there. There's a spot, apparently. All right. Anything else?
She had mentioned whenever they started hunting Siler that there's a spot in the back of the head at the base of the skull.
That
if you hit that, it shuts her down. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
No. Nathan's still alive. Angela's still alive.
Yeah. We'll see all of them. Fugitives.
Yeah.
All right. Superpower roll call. Go.
I don't know. I'm still kind of a toss up between Peter, but I kind of like Arthur's power as well, because not only does he get to absorb the power, but he actually neutralizes it in the person that he's absorbing. So that's a pretty powerful power, but he has to have touch in order to do it. So if you can just stay away from him, you're pretty safe. So I'm still going to go with Peter's.
All right. I thought about Peter, but, he was basically powerless for the vast majority of these episodes. So I'm going to go with Arthur, because he has Peter's abilities. He no longer has to touch.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're going up against Arthur and you're close to him, then, well, yeah, I guess that's true, since he has all of Peter's abilities, including the empathetic part. You wouldn't have to touch somebody to steal their abilities.
Right.
So, yeah. But, I mean, if you had Peter's abilities and you came into close proximity of Arthur, you're going to have all of the abilities of Arthur as well. So, it's going to even out.
Yeah. They can't steal each other's. Well, you would have gotten Arthur's thievery ability, but he didn't know that that's what he had. Right. So apparently, and Peter's got to activate it. He has to consciously know that it's happening, unless he doesn't when it's convenient, i.e. healing.
Right.
All right. What are we on now? We're on awards. You have some?
I got a few.
All right. Black Lung then.
Black Lung. I don't really remember seeing anybody smoke.
No.
So I'm going to give it to Meredith.
All right. 2 for 2. I'm going Meredith as well. Just, because, she lit herself on fire.
Yeah.
Headlush.
Headlush. Trying to think if anybody... I'm going to give this to Arthur. He had a drink a few times. He was really the only person that I remember drinking in these few episodes.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing I've got. He always seemed to want to sit down and have a drink in his office. All right, let's see. For me, for player, I'm going to give this to L for working Siler at the during the flashback thing. Turning Siler into Siler.
Okay.
Yep. And then her fall, I guess she inadvertently fell in love with him or something and then got scared of him. It's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just weird. You?
So mine is going to go to Maya, because even after she, had her powers soaked up and left, Mohinder was still pining after her, and was going to leave the Pinehurst to go in search of her. So she's getting mine.
All right. Purple Hippo for me. Let's see. Hero Spirit Walk.
Okay.
I mean, because he's tripping balls again. Apparently he hadn't gotten over his opium addiction. So now he's moved on to hallucinogenic shrooms. No, poop. It was poop.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, he said it was like the dung from something.
I thought it was the root of something, but
it was the root of something. But then it was the dung of something.
Oh yeah, I did.
Because Ando was gonna, because Ando was like, oh, and Hero's like, not bad.
Gross.
Yeah. You?
So mine's gonna go to the comic book dudes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So actually seeing that, the Ninth Wonder comics were predictive and seeing themselves in a Ninth Wonder comic in real time. And and then seeing that these people that they've been reading about in the Ninth Wonder comic books are actual real. They're in their shop and they're actually showing their abilities. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's good. All right, next week. Next week we move on to Fugitives, Heroes Season 3, episodes 14 through 19. So that's only a few.
Only a few.
It's only what, 5?
That's 6.
6, yeah, 6, 5, 6, 6, yeah. So I mean, at least it wasn't 7 like we had to do this time. So, yep, we'll be doing that. We're coming on the tail end, dude. We are past the halfway point.
Thanks, Jeebus.
Yes, we're getting closer. That's going to do it for today. Intro and outro music is Demon by JVNA. Protocol music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel over at smokinganddrinkingandcapes.com/Discord. You can also email us at smokinganddrinkingandcapes@outlook.com. Be sure to visit the Gonna Geek Network for other great shows over at gonnageek.com. For this week, at least I'm not a fuck up like Hero.
Are you sure? That's not what I've heard.
It's not what your wife said yesterday.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Good night.